процентовку больше на Исмагула, 51%, а я его просто разобрал в одну калитку. Оливера, он там летел обычным Юнайтед куда-то. Его люди снимали в самолете. Я говорю, он пытается показаться, что он там нереально какой-то богатый. А на самом деле, как бы, я не думаю, что он не летает обычными самолетами.
Arman Tsarukyan has stirred fresh controversy by calling Ilia Topuria a fraud. His sharp words targeted Ilia's public image, questioning the authenticity of his confidence. With fans now divided, the debate is intensifying rapidly. Further, Arman Tsarukyan also shared his opinion on Ilia Topuria's future opponents. He dismissed the idea of a fight with Justin Gaethje, saying that the matchup is unlikely. Instead, he suggested Topuria could face someone like Paddy Pimblett. Arman went on to explain how Islam Makhachev's career moves could influence Topuria's choices, especially if Islam captures another title and looks for bigger opportunities.
Нет, Гейджи не будет драться с Топурией.
Это инсайт или это просто...
Нет, это мое мнение. Мое мнение. А UFC может делать все, что хочет. UFC может поставить даже с дебютантом Топурию. Но я думаю, что, скорее всего, это будет больше Пимля даже, чем Гейдж. Вот. Я думаю, он защитит титул. Если Ислам выиграет титул, он перейдет на 7-7 и захочет стать тройным чемпионом.
А с тобой боя...
Не, со мной боя он не захочет, так как с Исламом он больше может заработать, и риск, что он станет тройным чемпионом первый раз в истории и заработает большие деньги. И если даже он проиграет Исламу, ну типа поднялся в 7-7, сейчас обратно спускает свой вес. У него есть отговорка, если он проиграет, что он поднялся на 2 весовые категории выше.
Adding on, Arman explained why he views Ilia as a favorite opponent. He pointed out that certain fighters pose more difficult challenges, but Topuria's style fits perfectly with his own strengths. Tsarukyan said this makes him confident about their potential clash, as he has already handled tougher opponents in the past.
Даже в таких боях, как Исмагулов, он давал процентовку больше на Исмагула, 51%, а я его просто разобрал в одну калитку. Но очень приятно и стилистически реально удобный мне соперник. Вот как Хабиб сказал, так и нужно выходить и делать. И дает такую мотивацию, когда такой человек о тебе говорит приятные слова.
Along with criticizing Ilia Topuria's fighting style, Arman also called out his lifestyle image. He claimed Topuria tries to act like he's extremely wealthy by showing off private jets, but pointed out that in reality, Ilia is also flown on regular flights. Arman broke down why this public image doesn't match the truth, adding another layer to his sharp criticism of Topuria.
Private. Его люди снимали в самолете. Я говорю, он пытается показаться, что он там нереально какой-то богатый. А на самом деле, как бы, я не думаю, что он не летает обычными самолетами. Ну, есть же видео, где он после боя с Оливерой сидит там со своей женой в обычном Юнайтед, по-моему, компании, куда-то летит. Если бы... Он не зарабатывает те деньги, которые, чтобы можно лететь джетом с Америки в Европу или в Грузию. Потому что, условно говоря, если он заработал 2-3 миллиона долларов, только у него джет обойдется туда-сюда $500 000, да, $400 000.
Meanwhile, Connor Burks and Eric Jackman reacted to Arman Tsarukyan's comments about Ilia Topuria's lifestyle. They first highlighted the picture of Ilia standing with the belts beside a private jet, and while Arman suggested Ilia was pretending, the host noted that his income comes from more than just fights, pointing to sponsorships and his massive social media presence as major revenue streams.
Bright red Topuria red carpet leading up to a private jet.
What do we make of Arman just basically like identifying that
Broken? It's just like, bro.
like that.
It's just like, yeah, I don't know what Topuria makes. He obviously has a ton of brand deals. He's making money from his social media. I mean, he has 11 million followers on IG. That's generating some sort of revenue for him as well. Like, I can't imagine just his fights are what is generating income for him.
Yeah, my other thing is like, I bet his life's pretty good. I don't know if it's like, even if he's not flying PJs everywhere he goes, like,
The conversation then shifted to how Topuria's life is already in a good place. Even if he doesn't fly private jets everywhere, the host agreed that his career is only climbing higher. Bigger opportunities and paychecks are ahead. Still, they found it interesting that Tsarukyan chose to question Topuria's success, sparking curiosity over whether Ilia would eventually respond to those remarks.
Life ain't bad right now for Ilia Topuria, and it's only going to get better from here, right? The opportunities are only going to get bigger, and the money's only going to get higher. So I'm not that, like, I don't know if it requires further dissection, but it is interesting that, like, Arman Tsarukyan is coming at this from, like, a perspective of, like, he's faking it, you know? Like, it's kind of, I wonder what Ilia Topuria's response will ultimately be if he does respond to this.
I mean, Arman's got the money too, man. I mean, every time we see him, he's driving fancy cars. He's housing beluga caviar.
His haircut is perfectly aligned every single time.
Always
He's probably got the private barber always with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the PJ wasn't available after the Oliveira fight.
To close out, Connor and Eric pointed out that Tsarukyan also lives a flashy lifestyle. They mentioned his luxury cars, fine dining, and perfectly styled look. Laughing, they compared details like flying business class versus private jets after the Oliveira fight. Their takeaway was that both fighters enjoy financial success, but the difference lies in how each chooses to display it publicly.
He was also sitting front row on an international flight. Like, it's not like
No, but he said that's
like
business class. That's just business class. You're in business class. We got to get to the PJ.
Arman, you want to know broke? I've never sat first class, period.
How about Comfort Plus? Have you ever sat in those?
Oh, yeah. I sat Comfort Plus over to Des Moines, baby. Hell yeah.
I know. I was in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. You were back, and I think camera guy Nick with us was sitting first class. So.
Oh.
Shout out. A little reverse order there. Camera guy, senior producer, executive producer, man of the people in the back there. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
I did think that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, Arman's just like, I had the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Moving away from Arman's criticisms, other names have also started surfacing as potential opponents for Ilia Topuria. Recently, online chatter grew about a possible crossover fight with Terence Crawford. The idea quickly caught fans' attention, sparking debates about whether such a matchup could ever become a reality. But when Dana White was asked, he shut it down immediately, making it clear that the fight doesn't make sense in his eyes.
I certainly hope not.
After Dana White dismissed the idea of a fight between Ilia and Terence, Crawford spoke about it himself. He said a matchup between a UFC star and a boxing star could happen, but only if the timing is right. And while it's not immediate, Crawford suggested that in the future, if their paths line up, the fight could become a real possibility.
For sure. There will be another UFC megastar. There will be another boxing megastar. And so happenly, if they around the same weight, it's going to happen.
Y si es contra alguien como Crawford, mucho mejor. Primero,
when the right time is right.
Moving on, Chael Sonnen shared his thoughts on MMA fighters challenging top boxers, using the potential Ilia Topuria versus Crawford fight as an example. He explained that most MMA fighters trying to cross into boxing often fail. According to Sonnen, publicly calling out boxers for money or attention can make them appear weak. This is the first strike against credibility, signaling that financial motives are more visible than skill.
I can go further with the Ilia Crawford idea than I can with any other MMA guy who tries to go after boxers. They're just not going to get anywhere. They are wasting their breath and they're looking weak. You're looking weak for a number of reasons. But the first is the truth, which is that you think you can make more money. Right there. As soon as you say, I need the money, I get that's real. I get it. I'm just sharing for you. To go down that road and make yourself look weak, by the way, then doing a call out that doesn't get answered.
Sonnen continued by stressing the risks of failed calls and missed opportunities. He explained that interviews are not just conversations, they are platforms to create headlines. When fighters fail to capitalize, it becomes another strike against their public image. These 3 strikes combined, according to Sonnen, can hurt credibility and future chances.
Now you're double, they got 2 strikes against you, right? I mean, everything in life is baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. That's 2. And then the fact that you wasted an interview opportunity, not to mention, these aren't big headlines. If you've got an interview and you don't drop something in that interview that captures a headline, you have wasted your time. And by the way, that interviewer for sure is going to invite you back on if you do something that does capture a headline. So in that regard, I feel that is the third strike, which is why I don't like these.
That's why Ilia Topuria's next move has everyone's attention. After proving his dominance inside the octagon, he's now teasing a crossover into boxing. Fans have long wondered if he might test himself against elite names, and Ilia himself admitted this dream has been building for years. With growing confidence, he revealed he already has a big target in mind. He said, "Well, the truth is, for many years I wanted to try boxing and test my skills. Now that we finally have a legitimate pound-for-pound star in boxing, I would love to do it. I would love to face Terence Crawford, and I have no doubt about the outcome." Ilia's bold statement added fuel to an online debate about UFC's best boxer. The Heroes brothers joined the talk, noting how Ilia tweeted he could knock out Terence Crawford after Crawford picked Cody Garbrandt. They disagreed with Crawford, saying Ilia might actually be the UFC's sharpest boxer. If he keeps winning, they believe a move into boxing could even set up big fights with names like Jake Paul.
Ilia Topuria goes out and tweets, "If I were to face Terence Crawford in boxing, I would put him to sleep." Now, this was after Terence Crawford went on the Nelk Boys podcast. Kyle said, "Who do you think the best boxer in the UFC is? Have you seen Ilia?" He goes, "Oh, no, it's easily Cody Garbrandt."
Have you seen Topuria? Have you seen his fights recently?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Cody got them hands.
Obviously, Ilia, that's probably maybe ignited a beef, and Terence Crawford is wrong. Ilia Topuria is the best boxer in the UFC. Does this eventually set up an Ilia into boxing?
If Ilia does go on and knock out 2-3 more people, he could probably go and face a boxer.
Or, just fight Jake Paul. Either way.
Adding on, Chael Sonnen also gave his view on Ilia Topuria moving into boxing. He said very few boxers like Terence Crawford could ever succeed in MMA. Sonnen compared it to when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, saying Topuria isn't quite on that level yet. Still, he believes Ilia is getting close and might reach that stage if he keeps improving.
Terence used to wrestle. According to the fellow boxer, is the only boxer that could go over to MMA and they would expect him to win. I'm not ready to tell you that Ilia could get this fight. I do not imagine at all Dana would entertain this idea, but Dana White did not entertain Conor versus Floyd until he did. That was very unique, and it wasn't the UFC champion against a guy that was going for 50 and up. It was the greatest mouthpiece in MMA with the greatest mouthpiece in boxing. That is what got that fight to happen. Ilia's not there, but he's on the cusp. Ilia is not Conor McGregor, but he's on the cusp. I could see him becoming that kind of a star.
Additionally, Michael Bisping talked about the idea of Ilia Topuria fighting Terence Crawford in boxing. He said it would be exciting to watch, but also very challenging for Ilia. Bisping praised Topuria for always proving himself in MMA, showing skill and confidence every time. While knocking out a boxer like Crawford on the first hit would be unrealistic, the matchup still gets fans curious and talking.
The question I'm asking you is, if there was any potential talk of Ilia Topuria taking on Terence Crawford, would you be interested in seeing it? I would. I think I would. I really do. And I'd be very, very curious. Because Ilia Topuria has laid it out every single time. He's walked the walk and he's talked the talk. He's backed it up every single time. Of course, this would be, a stretch to imagine that he's going to go out and knock out Terence Crawford.
Bisping added that Crawford is one of the best boxers of this generation, so winning wouldn't be easy for Ilia. He also noted that Topuria isn't afraid to speak his mind, challenging big names from MMA and boxing alike. This bold attitude keeps fans interested in talking about him, increasing his visibility and setting up future potential opportunities outside the UFC.
With the first contact that he makes, okay, that'd just be ridiculous. We don't live in a make-believe movie world, okay? This is the real world that we're living in, and Terence Crawford is one of the best boxers that ever lived, certainly this generation, as I said. But would you want to see it? That's about the gist of the video. I just think it's actually genius the way that Ilia Topuria seems to be beefing with everyone, okay? He doesn't mind. He talks at everyone, whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo or it's Terence Crawford that just won the biggest boxing fight of the year. Ilia Topuria's name is getting mentioned.
As the discussion turned to Ilia Topuria's unique competitive spirit, Chael Sonnen highlighted why Ilia stands out among fighters. Not only is he skilled inside the cage, but his drive and intensity set him apart from others who fight mainly for money or fame. Sonnen began to break down Ilia's dual persona in the public eye and his true dedication to competition.
Ilia the heel is a box office sensation, way stronger and way faster than Ilia the face. And many people have said he needs to go heel, he needs to go heel. Those people are right, but what they're missing, he already did. Okay. I love the competitor, the true, dirty, rotten competitor that he is.
Sonnen then emphasized that only a few rare fighters would continue showing up purely for the love of the sport, and Ilia Topuria is one of those exceptional fighters whose motivation comes from a desire to compete and dominate rather than external rewards.
There's only a few guys, top guys, that if you took the money out of it and you took the fame out of it, they'd show up anyway. There's only a few of them. And the more money they get and the more fame that they get, the less they are that guy. But there's still those guys, and Ilia is one of them. He's showing up because he wants to fight. He's showing up because he wants to beat up that guy across from him.
Arman Tsarukyan's claims that Ilia Topuria is a fraud have sparked intense debate among fans, questioning both his fighting style and public image. While Arman critiques Topuria's lifestyle and persona, experts like Daniel Cormier and Michael Bisping highlight his undeniable skill, consistent performance, and growing reputation in MMA. Every mention of Topuria by stars like Terence Crawford only elevates his profile, proving he can generate attention and hype without even stepping into a boxing ring. Though a fight with Crawford remains uncertain, Topuria's confidence, social media presence, and octagon success make him a rising star. So, do you think Ilia Topuria could realistically compete against a boxer like Terence Crawford, or is this hype purely for attention? Comment your thoughts below.